Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Abhineet Shukla bringing glimpses of the major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring to you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment and more. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates International Telecommunication Union's new area office and innovation center in New Delhi, unveils Bharat 6G vision document. Prime Minister Modi chairs high-level meeting to assess COVID-19 and influenza situation in India. Second G20 Sustainable Finance Working Group meeting held at Udaipur in Rajasthan. World Water Day being observed on 22nd of March, focus on accelerating change to solve water and sanitation crisis. India's Sarabjot Singh bags gold medal in men's 10-meter air pistol event at ISSF World Cup Shooting Championship in Bhopal. And in cricket, Australia beat India by 21 runs in the third and final One-Day International in Chennai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that India is moving towards becoming the biggest exporter of telecom technology in the world from being only a user a few years ago on Wednesday. He underlined that India is the country with the fastest 5G rollout in the world. Mr. Modi was speaking after inaugurating the new International Telecommunication Union, that is ITU area office and innovation center in India during an event in New Delhi. He also unveiled Bharat 6G vision document and launched 6G research and development test bed and Call Before You Dig app.
आज भारत दुनिया में सबसे तेजी से 5G रोल आउट करने वाला देश है। सिर्फ 120 दिन में 125 से अधिक शहरों में 5G रोल आउट हो चुका है। देश के लगभग 350 जिलों में आज 5G सर्विस पहुंच गई है। इतना ही नहीं, 5G रोल आउट के 6 महीने बाद ही आज हम 6G की बात कर रहे हैं और ये भारत का कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाता है।
Mr. Modi said, India will work closely with ITU for the standardization of future technologies. He underlined that the new Indian ITU area office will help in creating the right environment for 6G. He announced that the country will set up 100 new 5G labs in the coming days, which will help in developing 5G applications as per the unique needs of India. Referring to the rural upsurge of internet use, the Prime Minister informed that the number of internet users in villages has surpassed the figure in urban areas, indicating that digital power has reached every nook and corner of the country.
2014 से पहले भारत में इंटरनेट कनेक्शन की संख्या 25 करोड़ थी। आज ये 85 करोड़ 85 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा है। साथियों, अब भारत के गांवों में इंटरनेट यूजर्स की संख्या शहरों में रहने वाले इंटरनेट यूजर से भी अधिक हो गई है। ये इस बात का प्रमाण है कि डिजिटल पावर कैसे देश के कोने-कोने में पहुंच रही है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has chaired a high-level meeting to assess the COVID-19 and influenza situation in the country. During the meeting, he assessed the preparedness of health infrastructure and logistics, status of the vaccination campaign, emergence of new COVID-19 variants and influenza types, and their public health implications for the country. This high-level review meeting comes in the backdrop of a spike in influenza cases in the country and rise of COVID-19 cases in the past 2 weeks. A comprehensive presentation was made covering the global COVID-19 situation, including the rising cases in India by the Secretary, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The Prime Minister was briefed that India has been witnessing a slight rise in new cases, with average daily cases reported as 888. However, 108,000 daily average cases have been reported globally during the same week. He was informed that availability and prices of 20 main COVID drugs, 12 other drugs, 8 buffer drugs and 1 influenza drug is being monitored. The Prime Minister emphasized COVID-appropriate behavior, including wearing of masks in hospital premises by the patients, health professionals and health workers. He stressed the need to ensure availability of required drugs and logistics for influenza and COVID-19 across health facilities, along with the availability of sufficient beds and health human resources. President Draupadi Murmu conferred 54 Padma Awards for the year 2023 at a civil investiture ceremony at Rashtrapati Bhavan on Wednesday. She conferred 3 Padma Vibhushan, 4 Padma Bhushan and 47 Padma Shri Awards. President Murmu presented Padma Vibhushan to S.M. Krishna in the field of public affairs. Padma Vibhushan was also conferred on Professor Balakrishna Doshi posthumously in the field of architecture. The President presented Padma Bhushan to Kamlesh T. Patel in the field of spiritualism. He is the founder of the Heartfulness Movement and has developed Kanha Shantivanam, which is home to one of the world's largest meditation centers. She presented Padma Bhushan to Kapil Kapoor in the field of literature and education. He is known for striving to indigenize higher education by integrating Indian knowledge systems and establishing dedicated institutes. Suman Kalyanpur received Padma Bhushan in the field of art and chairman of the Aditya Birla Group, Kumar Mangalam Birla, in the field of trade and industry. President Murmu also conferred Padma Shri Awards on Chintalapati Venkatpati Raju, Bandi Ramakrishna Reddy, Mangalakant Roy, Manoranjan Sahu, Kota Sachidanand Sastri, Gurcharan Singh, G. Veluchami, Karma Wangchu, Lakshman Singh, Prakash Chandra Sood, Nihonuo Sodhi, S. Subaraman, Vishwanath Prasad Tiwari, Dhaniram Toto and Ghulam Mohammad Jas, among others. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Home Minister Amit Shah, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur, along with several other dignitaries, were present on the occasion. G20 workshop on enabling finance for the Sustainable Development Goals, that is SDGs, was organized on the second day of the second G20 Sustainable Finance Working Group meeting at Udaipur, Rajasthan on Wednesday. The workshop presented the views and experiences of a wide range of stakeholders, including the public sector, private sector and academia, on the use of social impact investing as a tool for channeling finance towards social SDGs and measures to improve nature-related financial information in the future. The outcomes of this workshop will contribute to building an understanding among G20 members and strengthen policy and other recommendations for actions to achieve SDGs. The workshop was attended in person by delegates from G20 member countries, 10 invitee countries, and 14 international organizations. Many delegates joined the workshop virtually. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has said that under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the relations between India and South Korea are reaching new heights. Speaking at a function organized on the occasion of completion of the 43 days long pilgrimage of Buddhist monks from South Korea, Chief Minister said that the monks have not come to any other foreign country, but they have reached to the place of their spiritual ancestors to meet their brothers. He said that it is a matter of pride for Uttar Pradesh that the state has many important places related to the life of Lord Buddha. The delegation of 200 Buddhist monks from South Korea travelling on foot from Bodh Gaya in Bihar completed their pilgrimage on Tuesday. The pilgrimage marked 50 years of diplomatic relations between India and South Korea and aims to increase friendship and collaboration between the two countries. In today's Hotspot section, we bring you a news commentary on India-Japan Special Strategic Global Partnership.
Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida visited India on the 19th and 20th of March to advance the India-Japan Special Strategic and Global Partnership. One of the key highlights of the visit of Prime Minister Kishida remains the unveiling of Japan's new free and open Indo-Pacific plan. Tokyo is one of the key pillars of India's Act East policy, and New Delhi has emerged as an indispensable partner in Japan's vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific. Mr. Kishida's vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific is based on 4 pillars: principles for peace, based on respect for diversity, inclusiveness and openness, addressing challenges in an Indo-Pacific way anchored on equal partnership, multi-layered connectivity and security, and safe use of sea to air. As two of Asia's potent democracies and important economies, India and Japan, in their respective quest for keeping the Indo-Pacific free and open, have aligned their strategic interests. Defense and security ties have deepened with various joint exercises. Recently, the 4th edition of the joint military exercise Dharma Guardian was conducted at Camp Imazu in Shiga province from the 17th of February to the 2nd of March 2023. The inaugural edition of the bilateral air exercise Veer Guardian was conducted in Japan in January. Earlier, the 6th edition of the India-Japan maritime exercise JIMX-22 was conducted in the Bay of Bengal in September. Furthermore, the 30th edition of the multilateral maritime exercise involving the US, India, Japan and Australia, called the Malabar exercise, was conducted in the seas of Japan in November 2022. Defense technology and deeper exchanges between the two defense industries have also been prioritized. As maritime powers, New Delhi and Tokyo shoulder a collective responsibility in safeguarding the important sea lanes for communication. Prime Minister Kishida also committed to mobilize $75 billion by 2030 in public and private funds for Indo-Pacific infrastructure. The focus is primarily on advancing connectivity in South Asia and the Pacific Islands. One of the priorities will be advancing the Bay of Bengal Northeast India industrial value chain concept. The aim is to secure supply chains and support economic advancement. India and Bangladesh will be the key anchors in this regard. During this visit, the notes of transfer of 300 billion Japanese yen loans for the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail were also exchanged. In India, Japanese overseas development assistance has contributed to mega infrastructure initiatives such as the Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor and the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail project. Japan has also contributed to advanced infrastructure in the strategic peripheries like the Northeast and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. During Mr. Kishida's last visit to India in March 2022, Japan committed 5 trillion Japanese yen of public and private investment and financing through the next 5 years. Japan is the 5th largest investor in the Indian economy with cumulative FDI inflows of $38.3 billion from April 2000 to December 2022. Tokyo is a key partner in Prime Minister Modi's Make in India, Digital India, Skill India and Startup India initiatives. Within the India-Japan Industrial Competitiveness Partnership, discussions have focused on logistics, food processing, micro, small and medium enterprises, textiles, machinery and the steel sectors. The year 2023 will be celebrated as India-Japan Tourism Exchange Year. The theme is Connecting Himalayas and Mount Fuji. The India-Japan partnership is anchored on shared respect for universal values and a rules-based order. Tokyo and Delhi are engaging in forward thinking to accomplish the full potential of their respective G7 and G20 presidencies. Both countries are also effectively coordinating on pressing global challenges of food, energy, climate change, health and resilient supply chains. As the Indo-Pacific assumes greater importance in policy decisions, Prime Minister Kishida's visit to India reiterates that as natural partners, it is imperative for India and Japan to join forces to secure global commons.
This is All India Radio giving you the world news. At least 13 people have been killed and more than 200 injured after a 6.5 magnitude earthquake shook large parts of Pakistan and Afghanistan. The quake damaged buildings, triggered landslides and sent people running into the streets Tuesday evening. According to sources, 9 people were killed in Pakistan while 4 were killed in Afghanistan. The casualties may rise according to reports as the earthquake was felt in most parts of Afghanistan as well as large parts of Pakistan. The affected countries include India, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, China, Afghanistan and Kyrgyzstan. Strong tremors were felt in North India including Delhi NCR, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. In California, millions of people in central and southern of the state, including the Los Angeles, are under flood warnings as the calamity wreaked havoc in the region. A series of storms have battered the state with snow, floods, landslides and power outages since December. Flooding forced the closure of sections of the Pacific Coast Highway on Tuesday. The National Weather Service predicted up to 3 inches of rain in coastal and valley areas of Southern California and 6 inches in lower mountain regions. Thousands of people have been evacuated from 2 small California towns in Tula County, Alpao and Ellensworth. The report of the IMF Extended Fund Facility to Sri Lanka was tabled in Parliament on Wednesday by President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Addressing the Parliament, Mr. Wickremesinghe said, "The IMF facility is a step towards building a better future for the youth and uplifting the country." The credit facility amounts to about $3 billion over 4 years, as the island is soon to receive the first tranche of $333 million. The President said Sri Lanka is expecting about $7 billion more in credit support from other institutions. Mr. Wickremesinghe told the Parliament that the IMF funding will restore Sri Lanka's international recognition and ensure the country is not bankrupt while help banks regain international recognition. He added that this will create opportunities for low-interest credit, restore foreign investors' confidence and lay the foundation for a strong new economy. The President extended his gratitude to the people of Sri Lanka to have remained patient during the crisis while facing numerous hardships. Mr. Wickremesinghe spoke about the road to recovery for the island nation and mentioned the planned economic reforms in addition to those already implemented. He said the government aims to reduce the primary deficit to 2.3% of GDP by 2025 and increase revenue to 14% of GDP by 2026. At the same time, listed measures through which the government plans to increase revenue, such as reducing tax exemptions and introduction of estate duty. The President also mentioned steps to increase transparency and counter corruption. 22nd March is World Water Day. It is an annual United Nations observance started in 1993 that celebrates water and raises awareness of the 2 billion people currently living without access to safe water. A core focus of World Water Day is to inspire action towards Sustainable Development Goal, that is SDG 6, Water and Sanitation for All by 2030. The day also focuses attention on the importance of fresh water and advocates for the sustainable management of freshwater resources. The focus of World Water Day 2023 is on accelerating change to solve the water and sanitation crisis. Government of India, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has been implementing various schemes and programs like Jal Jeevan Mission, Atal Bhujal Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, Namami Gange, National Aquifer Mapping and Management Program, etc., for water conservation and for increasing the level of groundwater. As on 21st of March 2023, over 11.49 crore households have been provided tap water connections and over 1.53 lakh villages have become Har Ghar Jal. Over 11 crore individual household latrines have been built across all states and UTs since October 2014. The Indian Space Research Organisation ISRO will launch OneWeb India 2 mission from Satish Dhawan Space Centre in Sriharikota on March 26th. Under a commercial agreement with New Space India Limited, ISRO will launch 72 satellites of the UK-based Network Access Associates Limited and place them in low Earth orbits. New Space is the commercial wing of ISRO. The first set of 36 satellites were launched on October 23rd last year by the LVM-3 M2 launch vehicle. In the second mission on March 26th, the remaining 36 satellites weighing about 5,805 kilograms will be placed in 450 kilometers circular low Earth orbit by LVM-3 and 3 launch vehicle. The LVM-3 had 5 consecutive successful missions, including the Chandrayaan-2 mission. The satellites offer space-based broadband internet services to the corners of the world. After the launch, Access Associates Limited will have over 600 satellites in space, offering internet from space services in various countries. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro appointed Pedro Rafael Telechia the head of state oil company PDVSA, as the country's new oil minister on Tuesday, a day after his predecessor resigned amid an extensive corruption investigation centered on the company. A former minister, Tariq Al-Aisami, resigned on Monday following the arrest of several government officials and judges in connection with graft scam. According to sources familiar with the situation, more than 20 lower-level PDVSA officials have also been detained in recent days. Mr. Talechia has been the head of PDVSA since January and has ordered an audit into the massive losses suffered last year as tankers left the country without proper cargo payments. The government has provided few details about alleged corruption at the company, but a source said on Monday that the PDVSA arrests are linked to an investigation into the cargoes. 30,000 education workers supported by the teachers' union went on strike in Los Angeles on Tuesday. They cancelled the classes for nearly 500,000 students in the country's second-largest school district. Thousands of protesters gathered in the rain outside the Los Angeles Unified School District headquarters for a rally, vowing to picket for the next 2 days. Many of their members, including school bus drivers, custodians, cafeteria workers, and classroom assistants, are members of the Service Employees International Union Local 99, which seeks to increase what it calls party wages of $25,000 per year. On the sidelines of his visit to Saudi Arabia for attending the first India GCC senior officials meeting, Dr. Asif Saeed, MEA Secretary, CPV and OIA, held wide-ranging bilateral meetings with his Saudi counterparts. The first round of the India GCC senior officers meeting was held earlier this week in Riyadh. The Indian delegation was led by Dr. Asif Saeed. On the political side, Secretary Dr. Asif held comprehensive consultations with Saudi Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs Walid bin Abdul Karim Al Khureji. They reaffirmed their commitment to the strong bilateral strategic partnership which transcends all key areas of cooperation, including political, economic, defense, security, cultural and people-to-people ties. On the economic side, the MEA Secretary met the Deputy Minister for International Partnerships in the Saudi Ministry of Investment, Mr. Mohammad Al-Hasna, and discussed opportunities of bilateral investment exchanges. They discussed avenues to follow through the announcement made during the previous visit of Crown Prince to India in 2019 of Saudi investments worth $100 billion in the Indian economy. They also deliberated on forming an investment bridge for accelerating the pending investment projects and facilitating investors. Dr. Asif also held a meeting with Dr. Faisal Al-Sugair, President and CEO, Saudi Center for International Strategic Partnerships, and discussed the progress made under the Committee on Economy and Investment of the Strategic Partnership Council. The Secretary also called upon the Saudi Minister for Hajj and Umrah, Dr. Tawfiq Al-Rabia, and reviewed the preparations for the visit of this year's Hajj pilgrims from India. Dr. Asif also extended him the invitation on behalf of Minority Affairs Minister to visit India at early convenience. Festivals of Navratri, Chaitra Shukladi, Ugadi, Gudi Padwa, Cheti Chand, Navre and Sajibu Chiroba are being celebrated on 22nd of March. The 9-day-long Navratri began in different parts of the country. The first day is dedicated to Ma Shailputri, the daughter of Himalaya. Telugu-speaking people across the world are celebrating their Telugu New Year, Ugadi, on Wednesday with traditional fervour and gaiety. People are observing the customary festivities as the festival marks the beginning of the Hindu lunar calendar. People across Telangana, both in rural and urban areas, are celebrating the Sri Shobha Kritu Nama Ugadi of the Telugu calendar. In Karnataka, Ugadi is being celebrated with traditional fervour and enthusiasm. The festival heralds the beginning of spring season when Mother Nature wakes up to new shoots, leaves and plants. President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted the people on the occasion. Mr. Modi hoped that Vikram Samvat 2080 will bring new opportunities for the countrymen and India will touch new heights of development. In Madhya Pradesh, India won the opening gold of ISSF World Cup Shooting Championship in men's 10-meter air pistol on Wednesday. Sarabjot Singh completes a clean sweep in the gold medal match with a perfect 10.9. He takes the top spot. Another Indian, Varun Tomar, claims bronze in the men's 10-meter air pistol event organized at MP State Shooting Academy, Bhopal. Whereas the gold medal in the women's 10-meter air pistol category went to Li Shui of China and the silver medal to Vennekamp Doreen of Germany. In Swiss Open Badminton Tournament, Indian shuttler Kidambi Shrikant defeated China's Wang Hongyang 21-16, 15-21, 21-18 in their first round matches of men's singles at Basel in Switzerland. However, Lakshya Sen lost to Lee Cheuk-Yew of Hong Kong 18-21, 11-21. In another fixture, H.S. Pranoy will face China's Shi Yu-Ki tonight. In women's singles, P.V. Sindhu will clash with local wildcard Janjira Stedelman. In cricket, Australia defeated India by 21 runs in the third and final ODI at Chennai's M.A. Chidambaram Stadium. Chasing a target of 270 runs set by Australia, India were all out for 248 in 49.1 overs. With this win, Australia clinched the series 2-1. Earlier, electing to bat first, Australia were all out for 269 in 49 overs. The key domestic share markets on Wednesday rose marginally. The Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange closed above the 58,200 level, while the Nifty at the National Stock Exchange ended above 17,150 points, a report from the Business Desk.
The Sensex climbed 140 points or 0.24% to finish at 58,215. The Nifty also rose 44 points or 0.26% to settle at 17,152. Asian stocks today logged gains amid rescue measures in the financial sectors in the US and Switzerland. Japan's Nikkei 225 climbed 1.9%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng surged 1.7% and Singapore's Straits Times rose 1.5%. South Korea's Kospi rose 1.2% and China's Shanghai Composite gained 0.3%. European shares were also up in intraday trade. Brent crude in intraday trade was trading at around $75.10 per barrel. Back home, gold at the multi-commodity exchange for April contracts was trading at around 58,585 rupees per 10 grams. Silver was trading at around 68,700 rupees per kilogram for May contract. Gaurang Havanlal for World News, All India Radio.
Now let us take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in the foreign press. The Guardian writes, Switzerland's national pride dealt heavy blow by the merger of its banking titans. The Washington Post reports the government announced plans to overhaul the troubled U.S. organ transplant system. The Globe and Mail reports Biden urged to raise Canadian bill's impact on Google, Facebook, Netflix, Disney. Le Monde writes, IPCC's synthesis report is a practical guide to defusing the climate time bomb, says Guterres. The Financial Times writes, Bundesbank chief says rate setters must be more stubborn in inflation fight. The New York Times writes, Saudi Arabia releases U.S. dual citizen jailed in crackdown on dissent. And South China Morning Post says, Hong Kong national security law. Beijing's 3 red lines have zero effect on my work, U.S. envoy to city Gregory Mayer says. A quick look at the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates International Telecommunication Union's new Area Office and Innovation Centre in New Delhi, unveils Bharat's 6G vision document. Prime Minister Modi chairs high-level meeting to assess COVID-19 and influenza situation in India. Second G20 Sustainable Finance Working Group meeting held at Udaipur in Rajasthan. World Water Day being observed on the 22nd of March, focus on accelerating change to solve water and sanitation crisis. India's Sarabjot Singh bagged gold medal in men's 10-meter air pistol event at ISSF World Cup Shooting Championship in Bhopal. And in cricket, Australia beat India by 21 runs in the third and final one-day international in Chennai. And now before we end, let us listen to Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan Vaishnav Jan by artists from Namibia on their Independence Day.
Vaishnav Jan to tene kahiye je peer parai jane re par dukhe upkare kare toye man abhiman nane re Vaishnav Jan to tene kahiye je peer parai jane re Sakalaloke ma Vaune vande Nindanakare.
And with that, we end this bulletin. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.